Have you ever wanted to play a game that never actually existed? Games like Sword Art Online, Log Horizon, and Idrisil from Overlord. Yes? Well, that's how I feel every time I watch Shangri-La Frontier, an anime that's supposed to be trash. Another mediocre gaming anime that will be forgotten like any other. Well, it is. I'm not gonna lie and tell you it's a masterpiece. It's just fucking enjoyable to watch, with a protagonist that makes you believe that this guy is a gamer, and with the game mechanics that would bring out plot holes in other stories. But here it makes sense, something that I would even name the best fake game in anime, with the animation that look like this. Okay, before we start, let me give you a quick background on Shangri-La Frontier. Basically, high school student Rakuro Izutome, someone who generally enjoys playing trash games just for a tiny reward at the end. One example of this is domestic violence. Imagine playing Roblox your whole life and then finding out Baldur's Gate 3 exists. That's how Rakuro Izutome felt when he discovered Shangri-La Frontier, a massive multiplayer online role-playing game that is god tier. How do I know? Because he keeps reminding us about it. Is the title of Best Fake Game in Anime really a compliment? Well, when you look at Shangri-La Frontier, it's another generic game inside an anime that is also an MMORPG. But what isolates it from other fake games is the mechanic that it runs on player decision. If you're not getting what I mean, then hear this. A great game is created by what the player can do and the result of that action. An example of this is Undertale, which has 3 different endings, which are neutral, pacifist, and genocide. That's the result of how you play the game. Shangri-La Frontier has this feeling that each path you take leads you in an ending that's unique to you. However, it is an MMO, so each player gets to decide if they are finished with the game or they just keep on playing. Just like how the protagonist declared that his only goal is the dog, which in turn made the dog put a mark on him, so every interaction he makes with another NPC would lead him back to the dog. This is why there's a scene where there's a computer in the main office of the game's creator and the computer start forming a story. But that's just a theory. A game theory. And fucking hell. So basically it's not an RPG. It's an online immersive sim.
What? I just died?
And in my knowledge, that hasn't been done in our world. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm gonna read this post from a Redditor that would explain it better than I could. Video game based on simulating the experience of immersing yourself into fictional world based on your first-person perspective. But unlike an open world where you can do anything you want, an immersive sim truly simulates the experience of not being able to walk away from what you should be doing. Like real life, you can't walk away from situation. You must tackle the situation. Much like immersive sim, where you have freedom to tackle issues in any way and any way or form. But you cannot walk away from it to do something stupid like pushing a ragdoll NPC off the cliff or murdering horses. And it has been well represented in Shangri-La Frontier. If you enter the boss location, it shows how these idiots play it like an RPG, but this idiot is playing it like immersive sim, using the boulders that the boss is using to kill people kill the boss. To be honest, it's not the first time an anime has shown this kind of game mechanics. Infinite Dendrogram used this before, but it bluffed.
Hey, I'm talking to you! What are you looking at? Come back here!
And I died from cringe, and I don't know how they powered through it and finished that. Truly, the animator is the hero of the industry. Overall, I think Shangri-La Frontier is the best fake game in anime, an idea for a game or a genre that doesn't exist yet. Massive multiplayer online immersive simulation. But I think we're really close, and I'm excited on the day that I can play something like that. If you can tell, I'm a game dev student. I'm someone who is pursuing an industry that's not just competitive, but brutal. In a country that's not known for its game making. But every time I have something like Shangri-La Frontier, where I can put my knowledge in game design, what the? I'm sorry, my gaming chair just got destroyed while recording. There's a picture of it. Anyway, playing a game I just enjoy is something every one of us loves, and making it someday is a dream of mine. And I'm wishing that someday I'll be able to make a game that look like this. Hey, I've been gone for a while because I'm a college student and a lot of things has happened. I'm sorry, I'll be posting every week or every twice a month maybe. If you like the video, hit that subscribe button. Peace out.